I have great socks. Oh yeah, I like to wear colored socks sometimes. But also, thank you very much. Sometimes switch to black, but yeah, there are some occasions where I want to wear colored socks. If I have to go back to black, I can do it. If I want to wear something colored, then I go back. Thank you very much.
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Unity Center of Des Moines. Whether you are joining us in person or online, we welcome you just as you are. Unity Center of Des Moines is a diverse community that is committed to supporting a positive spiritual path, and we honor wherever you are on the journey as your own sovereign being. If you're new here in person, as you first came in, maybe you saw some welcome packets. They're free for you to take. Also, in the newsletter, I sent out a directory and survey link. There's also a few paper copies in the back. So really appreciate your input and feedback and all that. But welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's begin our song. I'm playing double duty today. And can we get a round of applause for Deb Jennings? Shows up no matter what happens. It goes with the flow. Sing along. I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited. Right now, right now. I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited. Right now, right now. You are free, you are unlimited. There are no chains that bind you. You are free, you are unlimited. Right now, right now. You are free, you are unlimited. There are no chains that bind you. You are free, you are unlimited. Right now, right now. We are free, we are unlimited. There are no chains that bind us. We are free, we are unlimited. Right now, right now. We are free, we are unlimited. There are no chains that bind us. We are free, we are unlimited. Right now, right now. Yay! Yes, we are. We are free and unlimited. And Doug Ward is going to talk about how there is no try. There is goal or gold not. And that's easy because we're free and unlimited. Yeah. All right. Announcements for today. I mentioned the newsletter. I'm going to keep mentioning it because as the admin of Unity Center of Des Moines, I'm trying to get things together. And part of that is having contact information for people and knowing what this co-created community wants to make. So that survey will help us do that. And again, there's a link in the newsletter and there's also paper copies in the back. A shout out about the Path of the Heart and Inner Christianity workshop that is coming up on February 7th. Retired Reverend Stephen Wynn sent us a letter from Fairfield, Iowa, and offered this $100 value at a donation basis to help support us and help our community grow. So Path of the Heart and Inner Christianity, February 7th, it's 1:30 to 5:30. I've got some flyers up around the building. If you want to know more about what's happening at Unity Center of Des Moines, if as you come into the atrium, there's like a a string over the welcome packet table. That's all stuff that's coming up. And whenever there's a QR code, if you go there, you'll learn more about the event. So on this particular workshop, the QR code will take you to details about the workshop and then more about Stephen. He is incredible and we're so excited to have him coming. Registration is open for the Arts Fair on March 14th. There's also a flyer out there for that. I'm going to be accepting applications for that until we fill up. There's only 15 spots. And just like last time, we're planning to have some live music and a table for creating. And it's just a great way to meet cool people and show cool stuff. And I've still got Neil stickers on my cup. So yeah, we got amazing creative people part of this community, and the Arts Fair is March 14th. Today is January 11th, which means it is a 111 portal. Yeah. And Deb Jennings is going to do a sound meditation promptly at 1:11 p.m. today.
I'd like to be here at 1.
Which is my next thing.
Okay.
Which means in order to promptly start playing at 1:11, everybody needs to be settled at 1, because then that gives us time to talk and then start playing. So be in the sanctuary at 1 p.m. Today. And that is a donation-based event to Deb Jennings. She'll have a QR code if you're not familiar with paying her via Venmo, and she also accepts PayPal. So usually when she has meditation events, they range from $20 to $40 for the event. So just to kind of give you an idea. And but this one is donation basis. So we appreciate all your donations. Deb has a car payment now that she's needing to pay, and she drives a long ways to meet us. So we want her car money and paid for. So thank you for your support of that, and thank you, Deb, for offering that to the community. Next Sunday, January 18th, is cacao at 4:30 p.m. And then at 6:30 p.m. is the New Moon Gong Meditation with Sounds for the Soul by Deb Jennings. And you can attend one or both of those events. Details are in the newsletter. Friday, January 23rd, is a community connection circle. If you've never come to that before, that's Macy and Abraham Lamarck, which are on this mission to help all of us relate better to each other in sovereign feminine and sovereign masculine ways, which when we're all in our centered space, it's a beautiful thing. And I just would like to look at Doug and Janelle and embarrass them right now, because the two of them to me demonstrate what that looks like when you have a partnership of sovereign masculine and sovereign feminine, and both strong and both loving and supporting each other and navigating the tough stuff. So we are very grateful to have you as part of our community and Doug speaking today. So yes, I knew I would embarrass them, but I have the mic, so I don't care. No, I do care. I want to honor you guys. So Community Circle, Friday, January 23rd, that's at 6:30 p.m. here in the sanctuary. Again, details are in the newsletter. I mentioned the workshop on February 7th. Also, I forgot to mention, next Sunday, we've got cacao and new moon in the sanctuary. In the basement from 1 to 3 p.m., Stacy O'Brien had this brilliant idea of a barter room with the whole idea of new earth kind of being, and that money is one way that we have energy exchange, but bartering is another way. That was the way things were done before there was money, right? So we're going to have the barter room downstairs, 1 to 3 p.m. There's a sign about that. There's a Facebook event. We've never done it before, so we're navigating, but I know I'm bringing like a bike and some other things from around the house that I don't really use. And we'll have fun. And it's $10 to come. And all of those proceeds go to support Unity Center of Des Moines. So please come and do that. And maybe come to the service in the morning, barter in the afternoon, and then gong meditation at night. Make it a full day next Sunday. Then last but not least, 4 announcements today. February 14th, Saturday, some people call it Valentine's Day. Contra Dance is coming to Unity Center of Des Moines. We are going to have a live band and an experienced caller, and we are going to be dancing in a way that I don't know this room has ever been danced in before. So you can learn about contra dance from the flyer. I'm excited about it coming. And regular events, just like always, you can go to unitydesmoines.com. You can see what's coming up on the calendar, the most recent newsletters there, and you can also subscribe so you get that newsletter right to your inbox and know what's going on. All right, I think that it's time to read the statement of faith. It'll be up on the screen. And we can say this all together. There is only one power active in my life and in the universe, the divine source of all life and love. Next, the unity affirmation. And as we say this, if we could really allow ourselves to feel the oneness that connects us all. Unity of Des Moines is a radiating center of the divine light, mighty to attract its good and to radiate good to others. And with this spirit of oneness, I have a list of people to keep in our prayers this week. If you would like to be added to this prayer list, you can contact the Unity cell phone, drop a message in the prayer box in the back, or send an email to info@unitydesmoines.com. Akira, Elena, Allie, Alexander, Annabelle, Brittany, Carla, Seal, Chad, Dennis, Dawn, Deb and family, Denny, DJ, Elizabeth, Jean, Jack, Jennifer, Jesse, John, Judy, Jensana, Karen, Carrie, Kim and family, Christina, Laura, Larry, Linda, and Linda, Lynn and family, Marty, Michael and Heather, Mick and family, Muhammad, Matthew, Paul, who is now in hospice, and his beloved life partner, Phyllis. They've been married for almost 70 years. Pam, Patrick, Rahima, Jasmine, Rienzo, Celine, Scott, Skylar, Star, Susan, Terry, Victoria, and people with struggles we know nothing about.
And as we move from our time of prayer into meditation, allow the chair that you are seated in to fully support you and relax into it. Come into the present moment awareness, right here, right now. And allow your heart to open. Feel your connection with source energy by whatever name you use for source. Feel Mother Earth beneath your feet and invite her to join that source energy in your heart. And as we bring our awareness to our breath, with every breath we take, we become more present in this moment. Breathing in peace, calm, and relaxation. Breathing out anything that no longer serves us. And on this 1-1-1 day, this energy of new beginnings, time for manifesting and creating intentions. We've done a lot of work the last couple of weeks in letting go with the burning bowl ceremony and other events to assist us with that, the full moon. Now it's the time for that blank slate to start creating for that manifestation to occur. So think about your intention for today to receive these incoming energies, to let them ride upon your heart. And you can think about that as we go into the silence and notice what you feel. And whatever intention your heart led you to, I invite you at some time today to say that intention out loud, making it an I am statement in positive words, picturing it as already manifest, and surrounding that whole process with gratitude. Our words are powerful ways to create. You can gently bring your awareness back, taking a nice breath of love, breathing out gratitude for this beautiful community we are blessed to be together in every Sunday morning and throughout the week at various times, and always able to feel that connection, whether we're in our own space or here. Just feeling that gratitude. And as you come fully back, you can take in the room with all of your senses.
The daily word for today is taken from Matthew chapter 18, verse 20, which says, "Where there are 2 or 3 gathered in my name, I am there among them." As we focus on love today, I invite you to center your attention from your heart. Take a breath into your heart space and bring to mind someone you love. Now imagine them sitting beside you and envision the presence of the divine joining you, together forming a sacred circle. This circle has no beginning and no end. It is only the holy container of love. It has been said that God dwells in the space between us. When we bring our awareness to that space, the sacred connection between ourselves and one another, we open to the very presence of the divine. Love has the power to transform everything unlike itself. When we choose love, we dissolve any blocks that may stand in the way of God's presence between us. Today, we celebrate the transforming power of love. Wherever you are, wherever you go, you carry the radiant gift of love. May the spirit of love fill your heart and home, today and always. The affirmation that goes along with this, I'll say it once, and then if we can all say it together, is this: love shining from my heart illuminates my path. Love shining from my heart illuminates my path. And with that, it's time for our next song, which is why I'm standing over here. It's I'm opening. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous light of the one. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous light of the one. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous light of the one. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous light of the one. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. Yes. Yes. Thank you, everyone. Oh, man, Deb, you do such a great job with those songs. And we can sing them to ourselves because they're things that get written in our hearts and our minds. It is now my pleasure to introduce our speaker. We know him, we love him. Our very own Doug Ward is going to talk about how, as Linda would agree, there is no try, there is goal or goal not. So please welcome Doug Ward.
Give me a second to set some things up and then we'll get going. I'm going to move this because I'm tall and I don't see below things.
Oh. Okay, thank you.
So I thought I would do something a little different. I know can you hear me as I'm talking?
Yes.
Okay, great. And I thought I would do maybe a Sunday school class. And so we're gonna have a lot of participation. This is not a lecture, this is you telling me what you understand. Can we see that? Okay, I will get the mic in a second. Let me put my cheat sheet here. Oh. Okay, let's see. We have markers. We have erasers. So we are set. So let me ask you a question. How many people have gone to work, you sit down to work, and the manager, the president, whoever gets there and says, the new goal for the year is we are going to sell $10,000 a month. Ta-da!
Yeah.
And how many people thought that's not really a goal? Because did you choose it? Do you have any ability to really achieve it? Or is it just an assignment that someone's put on as the work goal? And that's what I realize is that for most of us, that is our experience in life. You might want to adjust the feed.
I just checked and your head is in.
Okay, thank you.
But I
gotta worry about that sometimes.
just a little bit.
So,
Oops.
yeah, just I don't know how many people are at home, but yeah, there we go.
That's better.
Okay. So I think, and two, like in school, I don't know about you, but teachers, this is what you're supposed to do. These are your goals. Someone's always assigning it to you. And then when you don't achieve it, what do? You were bad. You didn't achieve what you were assigned. The question is, well, I didn't achieve it because I really didn't care, right? So today I want to talk about, because this is the new year, what your experiences have been with goals. So let me just ask right off, good and negative experience. What is your feelings about setting goals? Or maybe some people like, I love goals, some people I never set. So let me just ask, out, anybody, any hands raising? Over there? Nope.
No.
Go ahead.
On one side, I really like goals because if I don't have a goal, there's nothing for me to work towards. Of course, the negative side of that is I very, very seldom don't get the goal that I thought about because it branches off into something else, which is a good thing.
Okay. So hang on. The way I want to do this, because if I run down and give you the mic, it's going to take a lot of time. So I'll just restate what she said. Basically, she says, I like goals because I like goals. There you go. Because they give me a focus that I can aim for. But I don't like the fact that most of the time, the goal that I'm aiming for is not what I hit. It's something else that popped up on the side that happened. Okay. Another Ken.
I like goals because what happens when you achieve them, you may as well get very high rewarded because what would the value be when you achieve it? But before you can get to it, you have to know skills, talents, everything. And it very much helps when you level them up, all of them to maximum. And what happens when you level your skills up to max, then you are to more likely achieve that goal, because once you put your mind into it of what helps go on your way, then you may absolutely reach that goal and then get the rewards afterwards because you have leveled up your skills to
Okay.
max. It works most.
Okay. So I think what I'm hearing you say is that you like goals because you get a reward.
Yes.
And not only do you get the reward, but you also get some of the skills that you developed along the way. So you kind of get a double reward there. I think that's an interesting idea. Anybody else? Yes.
The question that you asked just before that, sometimes you get something different. Well, two things is I don't need to do it anymore because I live it, but for years I would say, expectations are killers. Because if you expect something, the universe may have something higher and better for you. That's what I was taught, so I just say, or what's highest and best.
Okay, so if I hear what you're saying is that some of the problems you're having with goals is that when you set a high expectation, which could be a high goal, you think you can get there.
You what?
You think you can get there, but things happen and you might not get there, and the universe has other plans for you.
No, maybe I didn't say it right. When I said, I may want something, I may think I want something, but I don't know what is planned for me. So I like to remove the expectation and say whatever is highest. So I'll say what I would like to accomplish or whatever is highest and best.
Okay, I think you're saying then you're being more open, being a little more open about
Yes.
what's coming along. Like set the goal, but maybe be more realistic
Yes, because then I don't get upset when I don't
if you don't achieve.
manifest what I thought I wanted.
Okay, I think that's really interesting because I was thinking about every single project I've ever done, whether it's building an office, fixing a golf cart, fixing the car. My mind, I know each step. I know what I need to do. I have never in my life one time had each step go the way in my mind. Has anybody ever been able to do that where they knew each step and they did each step? Because if you did, please raise your hand because I've got to learn from you. Nobody raised their hand. Okay, now I don't feel so. I feel like okay, maybe I'm in the right place. So I think that's really important that she's bringing out is, and we hear it again, is that crap happens. And Sometimes what happens in the work world, you get told this and you get told that no matter what happens, this is going to happen. And what I'm hearing you say is that goals don't necessarily work that way. It is a target. It's something that you're aiming for. In the military, there's something interesting. They never say there's a goal. They say there's an objective. And how many times when they go on a mission do they say there's only one objective? Never. They have the main objective, then they have a secondary, and they have a tertiary. Is that a word? Tertiary, yeah.
For sure.
And the reason why is they understand that life is fluid. And so they have the main objective. And so if you get back, you get the main, second, and tertiary, you knock it out of the park. But they don't, if you come back and you fail, do they execute the soldiers for failing a mission? No. They come back because if the mission didn't succeed, that's information. That failure is information for the next time. And that's how they look at it. And I think that that's the way we should look at goals. We set them and because this is the direction we want to go. But we need to understand that life throws things at us. And sometimes you come along and you're driving your truck and there's a detour and it's a dirt road. And you're like, oh, I can handle that. And next thing you know, you can't handle that. And I've been there on my truck because that's what life does. We think we're going down the interstate. Next thing you know, the interstate's not been done. There was, and on 90 for years, you go across the country all the way, and then you get to Oregon, and there's this little tiny Route 90 stops. You have to go through the little town, and you get back on Route 90. It was that way forever because the town didn't want it to finish. They liked the people stopping and having to go through town to stop at the stores and everything like that. And finally, the government people are like, no, we got to finish this road. But I mean, every other interstate was done, but on 90, not Oregon, but yeah, just before Washington, there was that little town that just had to do it. So those are things that happen. So let's talk about how we can use this in our life. Because when I heard about last time when I said, there is do or do not, which is Yoda, right? I realized that part of me felt negative about that. I don't think that's the way in the movie he's trying to portray it. He's trying to say a fact, like you will either achieve what you're aiming at, you'll achieve the objective in the military, or you won't. There's no judgment on that. But we put judgment on that. Okay. And the reason why you put judgment on that is because we have been programmed over and over again. If you don't achieve this, what are you? You're a loser, right? I don't think that that's the way we want to live our life. So, with that in mind, let's talk about what are some things that help you become successful as you're traveling down any road that you want to go to achieve what it is that you want to achieve. Some ideas.
You write it down.
Okay, write it down. So we'll put it here. We're going to say, we'll start with down here. Right? Yeah. Okay, there you go. Why write it down?
It's there in front of you and it gives it more solidity.
Okay, interesting, solidity. What else is this?
No, I have a mic that I can.
Oh, great. I'll let you do it. Okay, anybody? And over there.
First, before you write it down, you have to think it.
Thought. Okay.
Imagine the feeling I would have when the goal is already accomplished, or when I'm already there. Like what feeling am I really going for? Because to Linda's point, sometimes attachment to outcomes has caused me suffering in my life. And so I'm just going for this is
this is my feeling that I'm looking for, and I'm open to how it comes to fruition.
Okay, that's interesting. That's a metric of the success of your goal.
Yes.
Okay, great. Anybody else?
I like feedback along the way.
Feedback. Explain that.
Well, say I got a goal in mind, I like objective feedback to, let me know whether I'm on the right course or not, you know what I mean? Cause sometimes we might have blinders on and think we're going the right way, but you might hear the thing you need to hear from someone that, I don't know, weren't expecting.
Okay, so I think what you're saying, again, I'll go back to the military terms, a waypoint in the Navy. Like when the ship would sail from one point to another, there'd be waypoints along the way where it would double check that it was on course. And that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Double checking you're on course. Okay, feedback, or I'll call it waypoint.
I like feedback.
What?
Along with that, my first thought was to reach a goal that I've had too many times, I need to study it. I need to understand really well what I have to do.
Understand. Understand. That's interesting. How many people here think they understand themselves 100%? How many people here think they understand themselves 100%?
No.
No. I think that is why we set goals, is because we're actually along the way of trying to understand us better. I'll give you an example. When I rebuilt a Cushman golf cart, it's a GT1. Ooh, it sounds really cool. But I bought this thing, I drove it around, and I said, oh, gee, you need some work. I said, oh, gee, I'm just going to rebuild it. And I just threw the engine out, and biggest mistake of my life. I had no idea the amount of effort. It took me 6 months to rebuild the transmission. Had no idea it was going to take me that long. It was all simple in my mind. And I tell you, and then the amount of money, I had no idea. It cost me as much money as it did to buy the thing as it was to rebuild it. And my wife just like, no, out of your allowance. Okay, fine, I'm using it. No, out of your allowance. It's cheap a little bit, but I don't tell them.
I do.
So yeah, that understanding, and the thing is doing your due diligence. I think studying it. Anybody else?
I think at least for me, it's important to understand why. Like, why is this goal important to me anyway? What am I trying to achieve with this goal?
So that's kind of going along with the understanding part. But what's different about that?
Well, you'll understand, you'll have to learn things in order to get to the goal. But I think mine was more a little bit of, why do you want the goal in the first place? Where is this coming from? Is this coming from something that you want, or is it coming from somewhere else? And either way is fine, but just having a clear understanding of where this is coming from, I think helps give you clarity in the way you approach it.
Okay, it's interesting. So these are all the points I had written down, by the way. You're kind of combining things. One, you're you're talking about a waypoint because you're reflecting. You're also talking about the studying and the feeling that come together. So it's interesting that your idea is combining a lot of those things together. So, well put. Kevin.
You also have to take action. Once you plan, like, you don't just plan, like, once you develop a plan, you then have to act. Because what happens if you don't act, then you won't know if you're actually going to achieve your goals or not. Like, once you combine your ideas to get them developed into a plan, like completely, you then have to act.
Okay, so basically, without action, it's a daydream. Right? You got to put the effort into it. Okay.
What about consistent action?
Explain that.
Consistent.
There you go.
Yeah, I think consistency is really important to all the goals that we want to achieve.
All right, spell consistency because I can't.
CONSTINENCY.
Yeah, not me. You did better than I could. So so your consistency, so you're talking like, let's say I want to learn to play the piano. And my teacher says you got to do an hour a day. I know me, 15 minutes. So the question is, if I put that 15 minutes in, but I can put it in consistently,
Yeah.
is that better than an hour, a couple of times? What do you think?
I would argue.
6 daily practices. important.
Daily, so you're saying the consistency is more important than a big hit than a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what I do in my cushioning. I just, I can't stand this and walked away. And then, so yeah, good point.
And then I think it's really interesting. Did you mean to do the feed bake?
Feedback.
I think it's great. I really like it. I think it's great. I think you should.
I like that. I'll leave it because obviously I can't spell.
Because the feedback that you get just it bakes your idea. You know,
Thank you for
in
saying
the oven.
very well put. Feedback. Bake it into your consciousness. Okay, did you have? Oh, I'm sorry, back there.
Yes, so the project manager in me has to come out here.
Okay, great.
Because it's not really clear when you write it down. There's a step between writing it down, the goal, and the action, which is planning. And depending on how big the goal is, allowing for milestones that you check in and you readjust. But in my day of sales and marketing and engineering, fail to plan and plan to fail. So I had to get that out there.
Look. All right, so we got a lot back up here. So we're going to do this. We got people's minds flowing. So we're going to take this all off. And
I think that readjustment and that adaptation is important too.
Yes, absolutely.
okay, so we're taking everything, everyone's minds are working. So what do you think is the first thing to do on our way to the goal? What would you put up there?
Dream.
Dream, I like that. So we'll put that down here. Dream. Tell me what that's like.
Well, start somewhere, so you have to think of, dream it up or, I don't know, dream it up, I guess. Think about it, visualize, has to start from somewhere, starts the dream.
Okay, so we'll go back to my Cushman. I was driving this around, didn't like the way it was running, and I was like, gee, I want this thing to be beautiful and wonderful. And as I was driving, that dream started developing because, gee, I don't like the way it sputters. I don't like they didn't have power for this. So that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, yep.
Okay, great. So first you start with a dream, an idea. Okay. Go ahead.
Outline.
Outline. Is that the planning? Yeah, okay, so we'll outline.
Were you talking about the awareness to even know that there's an idea or dream that needs to be done? If you don't like the sputtering on your golf cart, do we need first the awareness of something to be done?
How about we do this? How about with the dream, we put a trigger? Does that seem? Because I think what you're saying is that every dream has a trigger, has a seed, has something that gets you to think about it and question, is that something I want in my life? Okay, let's talk about dating. When you were going through the process of dating, there were many people that triggered you in a way you're like, I don't want them in my life. Okay? And there were a few that triggered like, I might want them in my life. So so there was the dream, okay. So we have dream, the triggering, the thought process that gets you going. And then so you decide to take action, because this is an action. Outline is an action, right? So now we have the outline. Let me double check to make sure I'm okay. I think along that, maybe in here, I think what you're saying with your dream, is it relevant?
Why?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, so the analytical came through earlier, the metaphysicals kind of come through here.
Okay,
I like the word dream, and this trigger in here, it sounds a lot like what, a process that Neville Goddard, kind of pulls, forward is using your imagination that is motivated and fueled by desire, which is part of that dream, but it gets more specific metaphysically because imagination has power.
Yeah.
And desire gives it the fuel to move forward.
okay. Again, I think what you're talking about is that process, how that dreaming thing starts happening and how it goes from a dream into manifestation. Yeah.
To me, between dream and outline is deciding that this is a mission and objective I want to pursue. Because
Okay,
I can have ideas and dreams and not, I don't want to pursue all of them, or have a friend that says you can do anything, but you can't do everything all at once.
okay, I like that. So I think that goes back to what I was saying about being relevant. Like, you could have, like, I'm going to do another Mount Rushmore. But is that relevant in your life? Is that something that's just important, or is it just that moment of, oh, that'd be so cool, you know? And I think that that's very hard because that's when we do a lot of reflection, where we think we know who we are, but deciding how relevant something is. Not just your relatives, but relativity. That starts to show us where we are. Okay. And then of course everyone here is different. Some people are more pragmatic, like, look, if I can't touch it, it's not important. Some people are more creative, like, oh man, I can just do this beautiful painting and like I have the skills to do it. So yeah, I want to do that. So that's why that's important, is to figure out, is this something value in my life? Okay, so now let's say we got that, we have our outline. What else should we do?
Living as if it already exists.
She said living as if it already exists. Can you explain that?
I mean, every day you wake up, just feeling like, I mean, if you're looking for money, feeling like you already have it, or whatever it is you're searching for, just feeling like it's, I mean, it goes with feeling like you already have it.
How about project?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
So I'm
what it
running
is.
out.
Yeah.
So, okay. All right. Let me just ask a few more, and then we'll wrap it up. The next steps people think.
What I watched my son do is with along that project part, is there is no doubt in his mind that goal is going to be accomplished. And he takes every challenge as like, oh, here's something to overcome. He doesn't see the challenge and go, oh, guess I can't do that. When he decides I'm going for this, that's what he's doing.
Okay. So focus.
I know.
Okay. One thing I think the outline does, what I did say, is it makes it more clear. So you need to make sure your goal is clear and simple. So I'll put that down here. Simply stated. How many people have been shown a spreadsheet where the goals were like there's 10 different things of the goal is supposed to do? That's not going to work as well as like, my goal is to drive to Seattle, Washington. End of story. I like a good story. I know people don't like Musk, some people do, but when Elon Musk started Tesla, he went to the investors with this business plan. 1, build sports cars, electric sports cars. 2, sell electric sports cars, take money, build luxury cars. 3, sell luxury cars, take money, build cars for the average person.
Yeah.
That was it. That was the entire plan. And what I think was genius about that, it was a very simple step plan to get to the goal of making these electric cars. So again, we make sure that we break things down in our outlines, because sometimes we can get very complicated with outlines. We get very complicated with our plans. If they become complicated, the more complex something is, the less likely you are to achieve it. Keep it simple. Anything else? And another step.
I like to remain open to divine guidance in the process so that I don't think it's all me doing it. Because I know with the creator, I can do anything. But if I just think it's me doing it, I might be limiting myself.
Okay, I like what you're saying. Divine guidance. I'm gonna put luck with that.
Inspired action.
Inspired. Yeah. And I like what you're saying about being open. The story of the light bulb. How many times did you try? Okay, so there's an tenacity of trying, but it was a divine spark that gave him the idea of a certain metal to use in it. Okay, and sometimes luck is just doing something over and over and over again. Okay, persistence. So let me wrap this up here. I look, I didn't want to say this is how you do it. I just wanted to throw things out. I wanted to hear from you because I don't have the answers. Together, we have more answers. We have much more answers. So the last thing I wanted to point out is going back to what Stevie was saying about the feeling. I grew up with a mother who was very good at setting a goal for me. And when I achieved that goal, it was no big deal. But if I failed that goal that she had set for me, oh my goodness, why did we even exist? Okay. That feeling for me when I set a goal is still debilitating. Okay. And that's why the Cushman became so hard, because it was a very simple goal in my mind, but it became so overwhelming, and I had all that anxiety. I'm going to fail, and that was going on. So I think the one thing I wanted people to walk away with, and what people are saying, is being flexible. I was a truck driver for a long time, and there are parades that get in the way. There's road construction that gets in the way. And sometimes you just can't make your delivery, and it has to come back. What I learned was that if I wasn't open and flexible, I wasn't able to change my plans to deal with the situation. Life became very, very, very frustrating for me.
Also, experience, like what happens if you have more experience than current, then you'll most likely achieve it. So like the more you practice with something, the better you become. I think what's important is experience. Like even though you don't achieve your goals, that means you need some more experience.
I think you're right. I think what you're saying is that, and that was the problem I had to deal with, was that feeling like I do not, or I'm nothing. And I don't think that's the point. The point is, if I don't achieve something, that's a data point. And I get to go back and see what happened. And then I can choose, do I want to start over? Do I want to go for it? Can I make that goal now that I have the experience he's talking about? But again, going back to being flexible, because when you look in the mirror, if your goal makes you look in the mirror like this, you got a problem with your goal.
Yeah.
But if you look in the mirror and your goal makes you look like this, like, then there's some joy in your life.
Yeah.
Okay? Don't let the goal own you. Let it be something that you use, not that it uses you. That's fine.
Another way of saying it, I've spent the past 18 years teaching it, is there is no failure but failure to learn.
Yeah.
And the learning really is the journey to whatever goal, and that goal will always change.
I'm gonna end with what you said. I love that. All this is a journey, and we're all on our journeys right now.
Yeah.
And you can make it as miserable as you want,
Yeah.
or you can make it as wonderful as you want. But you're not having a journey if you don't have a destination you're trying to shoot for. And it doesn't matter if it's only tomorrow you're shooting for or 10 years down the road. I would encourage you to have a destination to go to and enjoy the journey along the way. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Doug, for that. And thank you everyone for your participation and making that possible. If you would like to share your resources with Unity Center of Des Moines, now is your opportunity to do so. If you are joining us online, our Venmo handle is in the description. We can take donations. There'll be a basket passed around. We can take donations that way with Venmo or Zelle. And if you need the QR codes, they're on that red table in the back. And we just deeply appreciate every contribution because it helps keep the lights on and makes moments like this possible. But regardless of how you contribute, whether it's financial, physical, spiritual, energetic, or any other way, we want to offer the following affirmation. Let's say it all together. I am infinitely abundant. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I thankfully acknowledge the divine source. All right. Thank you, everyone. I'd like to dedicate this offering to do the work of spirit and truth for the people of Unity Center of Des Moines, and we are grateful. All right, this is concluding our service for today. Deb is going to lead us through the universal greeting of peace from the Gandhi Foundation and give us just a minute to get situated. If you want to stand up and repeat back to me with both the words and the hand motions, please. I offer you peace.
I offer you peace.
I offer you love.
I offer you love.
I offer you friendship.
I offer you friendship.
I see your beauty.
I see your beauty.
I hear your needs.
Hear your needs.
I feel your feelings.
I feel your feelings.
My wisdom flows from the higher source,
My wisdom flows to the highest source,
and I salute that source in you.
and I salute that source in you.
Let us work together for unity and love.
Let's do it for unity and love.
Thank you. All right, closing song, everyone. I'd like to invite everyone to make a great big circle around the room. We usually hold hands, but if you don't want to hold hands or you've been sick,
please put your hands over your heart and we will sing the closing song together. Let every song begin with me. Please, to be sweet. You The light of the divine surrounds us. The love of the divine enfolds us. The power of the divine protects us. The presence of the divine watches over us. Wherever we are, the divine is. And all is well! Thank you, everyone. Yes! Can we have a special thanks from Deb in the sound booth? You did a great job. Thank you so much. There are a ton of yummy, sweet goodies in the community room, so we invite you to partake in that. And then we in the sanctuary at 1 p.m. I do need help with the chairs. We need 2 rows of 6 pushed towards the back. The rest of the chairs along the wall. If there's anyone that either wants to give or receive healing hands, we'll do that. Stephen and Michael usually give. If you want to congregate in the back corner there by the kids' table, that's available. Oh, please enjoy, be well, and hope to see you next week. Thanks, everyone.